In this video, we're going to learn about the law of cosines. We are only going to be solving for sides this time around. So just like with the law of sines, okay, this is meant for triangles that are not right triangles. Okay, this is what the law of cosines looks like. It looks a little crazy at first, but honestly, it's pretty easy once you do it like twice. Okay, so we have for any triangle with the side lengths of A, B, and C, and with C being the angle opposite of side length C. Okay, so we have C, A, and B here. Those are all sides. A and B here, that is a side. Down here, cosine always goes with angles, so that is angle C. Okay, now here's the big important point. Okay, C is always the side or angle that we want to solve for. Okay, so C, no, regardless what the triangle is named, okay, C is always the side or the angle that we want to solve for. All right, so let's take a look at it. I'm going to go ahead and rewrite that law of cosines up here so we have it. So C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared minus 2AB times the cosine of C. All right, so keeping in mind, oh, I forgot my X on this. This should be X here. We want to solve for X. Okay, we want to solve for X. And remember we just talked about C has to be the side or the angle that we want to solve for. Okay, so because I want to solve for this side, that's going to be side C, which means opposite of that has to be angle C. The other two sides are going to be A and B. It doesn't matter which one you call A, which one you call B, because if you look at our formula, they're going to be added or multiplied together. And addition and multiplication are both commutative. So it doesn't matter which one's A, which one's B. All right, so C is my X squared, or is my X. My angle C is my 36 degrees. So let's just start plugging in. So C squared, that's just X squared, is equal to A squared plus B squared. So it's going to be 12 squared plus 16 squared minus 2 times A times B. That's going to be 12 times 16 times the cosine of 36. Okay, now, honestly, I just typed this in my calculator all at once. So I'm going to do that. I have 12 squared, so I have 12 squared plus 16 squared minus 2 times 12 times 16 times the cosine of 36. All right, so once I type that into my calculator, I have x squared equals 89.33747,416, and more numbers that are in my calculator. But that's not really my answer, right? Because it's x squared equals 89. So I really need to take the square root of both sides, and I find that x is equal to 9.45, or 9.5, depending on how you want to round. Okay, and that's all there is to it. Really, it's more of just plugging in values to that formula and typing it into your calculator. Let's do one more. Okay, remembering again that C is the angle or side that we want. So I'm going to call my variable side C there. I make that a little c. Okay, and then the opposite angle would be angle C, which makes the other two sides A and B. All right, so I'm going to write up my equation real quick. Okay, now if you notice, you're going to start recognizing, you should recognize A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Okay, so that's Pythagorean theorem, and then you're just subtracting 2 times A times B, so that's just these two values repeated, times the cosine of C. In another lesson, I'll talk about where that whole formula comes from. So let's go ahead and set this one up. So I have C squared, which in our case is X, equals A squared plus B squared. So 18 squared plus 25 squared minus 2 times A times B. So that's just the 18 and the 25 times the cosine of my angle C, which is 28, times the cosine of 28. So again, I'm just going to type this in all at once. So 18 squared plus 25 squared minus 2 times 18 times 25 times the cosine of 28. I get x squared equals 154.3 3, 4, 7, and some more numbers, right? Again, though, I need to take the square root. So I get x equals 12.4. So that side length is 12.4 units long.